Can give your heart a break indeed for parents out there, because your kids are sitting for the exams, but you know, don't sit for the exams literally in your mind. They will be fine. They'll take a chill pill, as you know, Zamir and I said the last time. Take a chill pill.
And you know, PMR is just it's just been completed, I think. So a lot of students are, you know, breathing a sigh of relief, and it goes to the same. It goes to the same to parents as well. But you know, SPM is coming around the corner, and you know, with
a lot of
the convocation ceremonies, I'm sure a lot of people are actually glad that they're not studying anymore.
That's right.
But you know, for those,
I know I am.
well, anyway,
I know I am. But you know,
amazing grades.
Yes, there you go. This is the book that we're going to be talking about. We'll talk to the one of the authors who actually contributed this book, and apparently it's 101 best ways to improve your grades. So yes, while we said take a break and give your heart a break, parents, hear you might want to know what's about this book. Let's welcome our guest in the studio, Encik Ahmad Zilhilmi Zainuddin, who's the motivator, or easier known as Zeal. How are you doing, Zeal?
Nice.
You contributed to one of the articles as well.
Yes, I contributed to one of the chapters in the book.
Okay.
101 authors from 13 countries.
101 authors, and that's 101 best ways.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Yep.
Okay, so what does this say? I mean, if you can give us the book in a nutshell. You've got 101 authors here, obviously very learned authors who know what they're saying, and the book literally goes into visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Can you just break it down for us a little bit?
Okay. When I got this book, right, because I contributed one chapter. I haven't read the whole book yet, but from what I see from the book, it's quite impressive, because 101 authors contributed to the book, and most of them are not just academic, but they are also practitioners in the field. That means they have done a lot of work in education, and they've seen results, and they actually contributed their book, their knowledge into the book. So the book is basically divided into 7 parts, but let me just explain the main parts which is in the book. The first is on life skills.
Okay.
Right? Very important for students especially, because a lot of them focus on academic, but it's not the academic alone that makes you successful, it's also the life skills. So that's the first part. The second part is on the study skills part.
Okay.
Where they can improve their studying method. Sometimes it's not about it's not that they're not smart, it's the strategy that they use, that's why they cannot succeed, right? And the third part is basically for parents and teachers. And also they have one section on students with special needs students who has learning disabilities as well.
What you wrote, how to take charge of your
emotions.
That seems to be quite a challenge, especially, I mean, it applies to parents as well. I mean, the kids are the ones taking their exams, but you know, the parents are, well, study. So, you know, it's a lot of stressful environment for, you know, some people.
Because like for myself, I do a lot of work in Singapore. So you know, Singapore, right, they're a very academic-based society. That means they really focus on academic, which is good as well.
But I won't.
But I would, like, for me, I always advise the parents, right? Usually the panic comes is because the whole year the parents did not monitor their children in their studies, and then the last minute, like for us, when we do our trials and all that, and then we get bad results, then the parents start to panic.
That's
right?
true.
So for me, my advice to the parents is, monitor your children early on. Do not wait until the last minute, and the students also cram last minute. It's also, which is not good. So if you monitor from the beginning of the year, you should have no problems. You can even study 1 to 2 hours per day is okay.
That's more than enough, yeah?
Yeah, it's more than enough.
I guess you're right, because there are kids who actually do not study as much. They don't cramp into the books, but towards the end of the last week of exams, they literally sit and go through the books, and they end up getting good grades. And I suppose that's you know, the envy of some of the other students, because they wonder how this happens. Now, Zeal, the one thing that we want to ask is this: while we have books that says, you know, 101 ways to excel in your exams, again, the emphasis on children literally excelling in exams, and we're looking at them, or rather we're forcing them, in my opinion again, to become high achievers. How do we now develop them, not academically but also holistically as a human being? I mean, grades are not everything in life, isn't it?
I agree with you, because usually what I advise parents is, most parents they see academic success as the ultimate success. That means if you're successful in your academic, you'll be successful in your work and so forth, right? But for me, what I've done when I did a lot of studies on successful students and successful people, most of them, their success not just based on academic, but it's a lot based on the EQ, which is the emotions, right? The emotional quotient, where most of the very successful people, they have changed their attitude first. That's why for me, I believe in academic success has to go with the life skills, which is in the book.
The life skills.
Yeah, where they had to learn about how to control the emotions, you know, how to have the right attitude to succeed. Because in my opinion, right, if you have the right attitude, with or without good results, you will succeed anywhere, right? But with the wrong attitude, right, you can have straight A's, but you'll be doing all the wrong things.
That's
and like you see a lot of chaos in the world, right? Why there's so many intelligent people, but they use their intelligence for the wrong reasons, right? Like hack into different banks, get money, and do all these kind of wrong things. They are intelligent, but because they don't have the right attitude and they don't have the right foundation, which is the moral and the value compass. They don't have that, and that's what's missing actually.
Awesome. Yeah, you mentioned something about monitoring from the early stages, but you know, some parents busy with their career and all that, they don't have that much time. They don't have the luxury of spending that much time with their children. So how do you strike a balance in this situation?
Okay, like for myself, me and my wife Mushida as well, we're also quite busy. We're traveling all over the place. So what we do is we cannot give her like personal attention to my daughter Munira. So what we do is we find a very good school for her. That's the first one. You must find a very good school with not just good academic content or syllabus, but good teachers as well. Right. So like for what we did when we sent our daughter Munira to preschool, we actually met the teachers, talked to them, and how do they teach and all that, and they makes a lot of difference. Because in my case, I had a lot of issues like teenagers, and I had a lot of challenges, self-esteem issues.
Are you serious? For you?
Yes, yeah. I had a lot of. I had to one point I had a phobia actually of meeting people.
Oh, wow.
You know, because I had that kind of self-esteem issue.
Look at you now.
I know.
So what happened was, okay, let me tell you what was my turning point. Right, my turning point was I met one of a teacher when I was in university. We went to a camp, and this teacher actually was my turning point. He gave me unconditional love, because what happened was we went to the camp and we were supposed to choose a leader, you know, and then every camp nominate the leader, and my friends, they wanted to play a practical joke on me, say, why not we choose Zeal as a leader? We know he has self-esteem issues, and he chose me. So what happened was everybody was going there and say, oh, why I must become the leader? When I came out, I said, no, teacher, I cannot become. I made a lot of excuses. I cannot become leader, and I gave a lot of excuses. But you know what happened?
Did they listen to you?
I was still chosen to become the leader. So what happened was the whole night, I was my first job was to prepare a sort of a motivational speech in the morning. Whole night couldn't sleep. So what happened was, in the morning, like after the facilitators gave their speech and I was on, right, in the first few minutes of standing in front of them, I forgot everything. I cannot remember anything that I said. So I went into a panic, right, and then I felt that I was about to faint. Like I felt that faint, and I panicked and I screamed in front of the whole 300-400 people. I went, I went like that, in front of the 300-400 people.
Oh my God.
So I was so embarrassed. I saw the facilitator at the back. They looked like they wanted to kill me or something, you know. They looked like they were so disappointed.
What were you
And then after the thing was over, one facilitator came over to me, and I said, this one with a nice moustache, very fierce looking, sure, you know, biasalah kena bambu, right? You know what happened? What he did really changed my life. He came to me and he actually hugged me.
Wow.
So I said, I did wrong, and somebody came and hugged me. And what he said in the next few seconds actually changed my life. He said, Ade, if you learn from this experience, you're going to be a great man.
Wow.
And he gave me, without judging me, he gave me unconditional love. And I made a commitment from that day on. I said, because somebody gave me love and respect unconditionally, I want to give back. Right? If I have a chance to touch other people, I don't care whether they are juvenile or whatever it is, they have problems. Because I've been in this situation, I want to give back.
And you know how it felt.
And I play that teachers and parents play a very big role.
See, this is literally the kind of example we want, because this is what we need in our teachers today. This is what we want in our parents today. You know, do not fault the child, do not fault the person who has made a mistake, but just to accept them, embrace them, and say, don't worry, you know, one door closes, another one will open.
So where can we get hold of this book?
Okay,
it's out in the stores already.
Yeah, basically what happened is this book is a goodwill book project, right? So what happened? What means by goodwill is it's more of a charity project where in the US, the author Pat Wyman, right, and the publisher as well, she actually gets companies to buy in bulk.
Oh, I see.
The company buy in bulk, and they actually give as a gift to low-income students to schools. Right, so for here in Malaysia, we don't really get a high profit margin for this, right? But what we do is, like for me, when I buy the book, I support a lot of orphanages, right? Like one in Kajang I did, so we give one free book. But not just that, I also do programs for them as well. So later on, they'll be on the screen, right, about how you can contact me for the books.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, bless your cotton socks, Zeal, for doing this. And of course, anyone who gives back to society, I think it's beautiful what they do. It takes a big heart to do so. So yes, kudos to you and to the people who came up with this.
Good luck for all your future,
That's right.
future plans. We can't wait to share the updates on Amazing Grades, 101 best ways to improve your grades
That's
faster.
right.
So,
and it's 3 different styles. You know, you've got the visual, the auditory, and the kinesthetic. So you cover all bases. Like if you're an auditory person, it covers that. If you're a visual person, it covers that as well. So yes, if you want to know more, good person to talk to would be Zeal. We'll tell you a little more on how to reach him.